Welcome back all my dear students all over again. I'm your maths teacher, Teacher Surekha Nilesh Purohit, continuing with chapter number 3, Arithmetic Progression. I hope you all are doing well. Nth term of an AP. Generally in AP, T1 that is the first term, T2 second term, T3 third term and so on. If the first term is A, that is if the first term is denoted by A and the common difference is D, then T1 equal to A, finding the second value, that is T2 equal to first term plus the difference, that is A plus D, that we will get as A plus 2 minus 1 times D. Third term equal to second term plus the difference, that is A plus D plus D, that means A plus 2D equal to A plus 3 minus 1 times D. Fourth term equal to third term plus the difference, that is A plus 2D plus D, that will give us A plus 3D equal to A plus 4 minus 1 times D. From this we get a formula to find the nth term of this AP. Tn equal to A, that is the first term, plus n minus 1 times D. Here Tn is the nth term, A is the first term, D is the common difference and n is number of terms. Where A is equal to first term, Tn is the nth term, n is the number of terms, D is the common difference. This formula can be used to find nth term or common difference or number of terms. Now to understand it more, let's see a video.
We have seen a sequence like 3, 5, 7, 9 and so on. In this sequence, 3 is the first term. To define the nth term in a simpler way, we just call the first term as A. How do we define the second term then? The common difference, as we can see, is 2. If we call the common difference as D, the second term can be written as A plus D. What can the third term be written as? That's easy. We write it as A plus 2D. First term plus twice the common difference. So based on this logic, how can we write the nth term? We can write it as A plus n minus 1 times D. Why n minus 1? Observe the pattern. Third term 2D, second term 1D. So this is the formula we had seen earlier. First term plus n minus 1 times D. It's just that we have written the first term as A. Now that we have seen it.
So students, I hope you understood something about this formula. Now this is in your textbook, page number 62. Let's think. There's a question. The first part of this is 5, 8, 11, 14 and AP. If so, then what will be the 100th term? Check whether 92 in this is an AP. Is number 61 in this an AP? Let's see a solution. Using the above formula, we can find the 100th term of AP, that is 5, 8, 11, 14 and so on. Here the first term, that is A equal to 5, D equal to 3. We got 3 by T2 minus T1, that is 8 minus 5 equal to 3. 11 minus 8 we will again get 3 and 14 minus 11 we will get 3. Now we will write our formula to find the nth term, that is Tn equal to A plus n minus 1 times D. We will substitute the values. Tn is 100, so T100 it will become A is 5, n means number of terms, that is 100 minus 1 into D is the difference. So T100 equal to 5 plus 100 minus 1 into 3. 100 minus 1 is 99. 99 into 3 is 297. Adding 297 by 5, we will get 302. So the 100th term of this AP is 302. The next part of this question, to check whether 92 in this and AP. So our Tn will be 92. Writing the formula, Tn equal to A plus n minus 1 times D. Substituting the values, 92 equal to A is 5, n is n minus 1, D is 3. 92 equal to subtract 3 into n is 3n, 1 into 3 is 3 and sign is minus, so we will put minus sign. So the statement equation goes as 92 equal to 5 plus 3n minus 3. 5 minus 3 we will get 2, so 92 equal to 2 plus 3n. 92 minus 2 equal to 3n. We have subtracted 2 from both the sides. So we get 90 equal to 3n. Now we will be dividing 3 on both the sides as we need to find the value of n. So n equal to 90 upon 3. So we will get 30. N equal to 30. Therefore 92 is the 30th term of this given AP. The last part, to check whether 61 is an AP, then Tn equal to 61, we will write our formula, Tn equal to A plus n minus 1 times D. Tn equal to 5 plus n minus 1 into 3. If 61 is the nth term means Tn, then 61 equal to 5 plus 3n minus 3. 5 minus 3 we will get 2, that is 3n plus 2. We will be subtracting 2 on both sides, so 61 minus 2 we will get 59. 3n equal to 59. Dividing both sides by 3 we get n equal to 59 upon 3. But then n is not a natural number. Therefore 61 is not an AP. Now let's see a video.
A sequence is simply a set of numbers in a particular order, or a set of numbers which follow a pattern. The most basic example of a sequence is that of counting numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. The numbers follow an increasing pattern. The 3 dots mean the list goes on forever and are referred to as the ellipses. The numbers don't necessarily have to be continuous to be a sequence. A list like 0, 5, 10, 15, and so on are also said to be in a sequence. What's the pattern here? Every number is increased by 5 to get the next number. A constant increment of 5. Let's take an example of a sequence which has an increment of 2. Like 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and so on. For your exams, there are just 2 things you need to know about any sequence. First, how do you find the nth term of a sequence? And second, how do you define the sequence? What do I mean when I say the nth term? Say I ask you the 31st term of the sequence. You have no time to write all the 31 terms to find that out. We need to have a formula, and yes, we have one. It is the first term plus n minus 1 times d. Ft is the first term. N is the term number. So if we want to find the 31st term, we just substitute 31 in place of n. And d is called the difference between any 2 continuous terms. It's called the common difference. It's extremely simple to derive this formula, but but you don't really need to know it for your exams, so don't dwell too much over it. In this example, as the first term is 1 and the common difference is 2, the nth term will be 1 plus n minus 1 times 2. How do we define a particular sequence? We just solve this further. Expanding this gives us 2n minus 2 and we add the 1. This gives us 2n minus 1. Here, n takes the value of all natural numbers. Don't forget, n is the term number. If we call this sequence S, the first term of the sequence will be written as S1. To find the first term, all we do is substitute 1 in place of n. We get 2 times 1 minus 1, and 2 minus 1 gives us 1. Now with this formula, try finding the 9th and the 21st term of the sequence. The 9th term will be 2 times 9 minus 1, which equals 17. And the 21st term will be 2 times 21 minus 1, which equals 41. 41 is the 21st term of the sequence. So to define the sequence, we just use the nth term formula and substitute the values of the first term and the common difference. We will look at a couple of sequence examples in the next part of the session.
So students, I hope you understood this video. This is on your page 63. Question 1. Kabir's mother keeps a record of his height on each birthday. When he was 1 year old, his height was 70 centimeter. At 2 years, he was 80 centimeter tall, and 3 years, he was 90 centimeter tall. His Aunt Meera was studying in 10th class. She said, "It seems like Kabir's height grows in arithmetic progression." Assuming this, she calculated how tall Kabir will be at the age of 15 years when he is in 10th. She was shocked to find it. You too assume that Kabir grows in AP and find out his height at the age of 15 years. Let's see the solution. Height of Kabir when he was 1 year old equal to 70 centimeter. Height of Kabir when he was 2 years old, 80 centimeter. Height of Kabir when he was 3 years old equals 90 centimeter. The heights of Kabir form an AP. Here A, that is the T1, is 70, D equal to 80 minus 70, that is 10, and 90 minus 80 is also 10. So the common difference is between the terms is 10. Now we have to find the height of Kabir at the age of 15 years, that is T15. So we will write our formula to find the nth term, that is Tn equal to A plus n minus 1 times D. Substituting the values, T15 equal to 70 plus 15 minus 1 times 10. 15 minus 1 we get 14. 14 into 10 we get 140. So adding 140 to 70 we get 210. So T15 equal to 210. That is the 15th term is 210. The height of Kabir at the age of 15 years will be 210 centimeter. Now let's see a video.
The sequence A is defined using this formula. An is equal to 4n plus 1. And we have been asked for the common difference of the sequence. You get a maximum of 5 seconds to answer this question. It should have taken you just 1 second. Yes, just one. Just by looking at the sequence, we can say that the common difference d is equal to 4. In an arithmetic sequence, the coefficient of n is the common difference. N is the term number. Another way in which we can find the common difference is by finding the first few terms. The first term will be a1. Its value will be 4 times 1 plus 1, that is 5. The first term of this sequence is 5. Similarly, the second term will be 9 and the third term will be 13. The sequence will be 5, 9, 13 and so on. And you can see that the common difference is 4. But in your competitive exams, this method would be too time consuming. Anyway, let's try out another sequence problem. Here, we are given the first few terms of the sequence and we have been asked for the 17th term. I give you 5 seconds again. Look at the terms in the sequence. It is an arithmetic one as the difference between two continuous terms is constant. And we know that the nth term of an arithmetic sequence is given by the formula a plus n minus 1 times d. A is the first term, n is the term number, and d is the common difference. So finding the 17th term will be pretty easy. Here, the first term is 2. As the term number is 17, we write this as plus 17 minus 1. The common difference is 3. Solving this, we get the 17th term of this sequence as 50. You may mark this as one of your star problems. Expect to see it in your exams.
So students, I hope you're clear about to find the nth term of an AP. Thank you. Take care. God bless you all.